From Spiral Cave, welcome to the coverage of baseball stars here on the Bun. We have this game between the Adirondack Mechanic 5s and the Spiral Cave Bunnies. I've got bbq.gov on the mic with me. We're going to have a whole lot of fun this afternoon with a triple header of games. Starting off, as you can see, the lineups for both of these teams. And we're going to be starting off with Adirondack Mechanic 5, starting off with Snow Bear. What can you tell me about Snow Bear?
Snow Bear, in yesterday's game, went 1 for 5 with a run scored. I don't have the batting average in front of me. I do know that Snow Bear has 1 home run on the year and popped this up to second base.
So an F4 to start off this game. Snow Bear yesterday started off the game pretty solidly, but came into the game with a 435 batting average.
Yeah, great. That's exactly what you want at the top of the lineup. And following Snow Bear in the lineup is Yarn Dragon Tracy, who went 3 for 5 yesterday, 2 doubles and a bomb of a home run in the 6th inning, drove in a pair of runs. And that gave Tracy their 3rd home run of the year.
Yeah, Yarn Dragon Tracy's been lighting it up lately. A lot of doubles and 2 home runs here in this weekend, finishing up this season. So, gotta give a lot of props to Yarn Dragon Tracy for starting to get the season going here at the very end. 285 hitter on the season with that home run yesterday, putting her at 3. Hits is pretty well. This is going to go down for a base hit, and it's going to be for more than a single base as it goes back to the wall. So that great start to a season continuing on for Yarn Dragon Tracy.
That is now 4 extra base hits in their last 6 at-bats for Tracy. So exactly what you want near the top of the lineup. The ability to not just get on, but also hit for extra bases, drive runners in, really helps the lineup out.
Here's All Dog, tied with Smile Fires. Is that correct for home runs in the season with 7?
7, including one that was really the cherry on top in the top of the 8th inning in Game 1 yesterday. Made it a 6-1 game, and that was where we ended up.
A 404 hitter chases one in the dirt from Ray Raid's Gaming for strike 1. Rounder and checks the runner, but the running from All Dog gets them to first in time.
It's not often you see a catcher leg out an infield single, but that was a slowly hit ball in deep short, and Night Shifter had to do multiple things. Had to try and get some good mustard on the throw there, and make sure they didn't allow Yarn Dragon Tracy on second to advance to third. So first and second, 1 out now.
So the person 2 home runs on the season, 333 hitter. A double and 2 singles yesterday. This is down the middle for a base hit. Smilefires gets it back into play ASAP. And we've got bases loaded for Panzer Dave, who back on, Friday? Panzer Dave had quite the night.
Yeah, didn't Dave drive in 7 runs all by himself in one of the 2 games in the doubleheader?
Yeah, 2 home runs in that game. So Panzer Dave, definitely a threat to watch out for as this goes up into the air. It's heading back. It's out of here. A grand slam.
Well, if you are rooting for the Mechanic 5, this is about as good a start as you could have hoped for. For folks who did not watch Game 1, in anticipation of back-to-back-to-back doubleheaders, Panzer Dave was on the bench for Game 1, as we have another hit, an infield single to the right side by Captain. But resting Dave in Game 1 seems to have paid immediate dividends in Game 2.
Sure, and I turn him back to the warning track for the out. And Shock Ninja, the 8th batter up, pops this up, first base side. Sigils underneath it to make the out, but more power from Panzer Dave. It's 4-0 in favor of the Mechanic 5s here on the Bun.
Well, if you were looking for excitement early, that's one way to do it. A bomb from Dave drives in 4. I believe that's in his last 2 or 3 games. That's 11 runs driven in, really powering the middle of the lineup for the Mechanic 5s.
Yeah, Panzer Dave might be going down as your MVP if they wind up winning this season. And that's something that we do need to remind you if you're going to win the season. Now, the Mechanic 5s, they have won the second half of the season. However, neither team has made it to 13 wins yet. The Bunnies sit at 12. Another win by the Bunnies, they can clinch it. If the Mechanic 5s can sweep all 3 games tonight, they will be your regular season champs.
And boy, if you had looked at the standings in the first half of the season, you'd have wondered if that was possible. But boy, what a little break in the middle of the season can do. Recharge your offense, figure some things out pitching-wise, and look where they are now.
Here's Night Shifter, pops this up. It is heading to shallow center. Shock Ninja's going to track it down for the first out, so an F4 to Night Shifter. Moonrays and Phoenix, 365 hitter, has hit 3 home runs. This goes up into the air, but it's going to be playable. Yarn Dragon Tracy comes in for out number 2. And now here's you. Good eyes staying off that ball outside.
I seem to have a different stance than I remember having in the first half of the season. I also don't remember swinging at pitches like that.
Yeah, you had more of a hunched over. I remember Smilefire's giving you a little bit of grief over that stance.
Yeah, I must have gotten my back worked on or something.
Well, you do have a hit here, so you're on with a 2-out single.
And bringing the right person up to the plate in Smilefires, who has 7 home runs on the year, tied for the league lead, but he's going to lift a fly ball out here to Panzer Dave, who secures it for out number 3.
So BBQ gets stranded at first. 1 hit, 1 left on base, no runs. It is 4-0 in favor of the Adirondack Mechanic 5s. Here at the end of the first inning here on the Bun. Who's today's game brought to you by?
Oh, who is today's game brought to you by? It's brought to you by medicine. Folks, does your back hurt? Do you have a sore shoulder? Is your tummy a little grumbly? Not to worry. Modern medicine has you covered.
I thought food helped out with that last one.
Say it again.
I thought food helped out with that last one.
Oh, food definitely does too, and that's our other sponsor today is food. Always take medicine with food. Follow, take medicine as directed. If it tells you to eat, take medicine with food, take it with food. Don't get cute. What are you trying to prove? Medicine and food available at most of your area retail establishments.
Attitude pops up to the pitcher, and Ray Raid's Gaming's going to get underneath it for out number 1. Here's no pair. Rounder to third, fires to first on the 5-3 put out. Yarn Dragon Tracy double last time up. This hit into the air. Shallow center. Is Smile going to get there on time? Yes, that's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Middle of the second, 4-0 Adirondack Mechanic 5s here on the Bun.
Boy, and did Ray Raids Gaming and the Buns need that after giving up a grand slam? A 1-2-3 inning is about as good as you could have hoped for there.
Now it's time to see if they can't get the bats to start responding. Starting off with Sigil. Batting .307. Coming into this stretch. Anichu delivers to Sigil, and Sigil hits it. A little bit jammed, hitting over to second. Gets over to first just in time on the 4-3 put out. That weak grounder. That was Sigil had a chance to beat it out. Here's Z-Man.
Looked like it.
We didn't get to see Z-Man in the game yesterday, and another 4-3 put out. And immediately there's 2 away from Alcure. Alcure pops this up. This is the Shock Ninja inning as everything goes to him. Side retired. 1-2-3.
4-3. F4. That's how you score that one. Just write the number 4 a bunch and you'll be fine.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. End of 2, 4-0. Mechanic 5s here on the Fun. Today's game is brought to you by, thanks to our friends over at the Spiral Pretzel. Go enjoy a Spiral Pretzel with your favorite dip today. Go check it out at a concession stand near you. Spiral Pretzel, sponsoring today's game here at the Spiral Cave. BBQ, have you had a Spiral Pretzel?
Not today. It's been a while, but oh man, when I'm at a game, that pretzels and nachos are the two things that I typically gravitate towards. What's your favorite thing to get in the ballpark, Rick?
Get me a good old hot dog.
Yeah.
Good basket of fries. I think that was what my meal was when I went to my last major sporting event, which was a hockey game.
Ah, very nice. It's always fun to sample the regional stuff when you're at a ball game. When we lived in the DC area many years ago, we went to a minor league baseball game in Maryland, and if you do that, if you ever go to a minor league baseball game in Maryland, odds are you will be able to get a crab cake sandwich.
Yeah.
At your local concession stand. Which, let me tell you, if you like crab and you like crab cakes, that ain't bad at a ball game.
Where'd you end up going?
So this was in Frederick, Maryland.
Okay,
so
Frederick.
Yeah. So this was at the time it was the A-ball affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
And I believe at that game, we went to several games when we lived in that area, but the one I remember going to, we saw two future major leaguers on the Frederick Keys team. Manny Machado was playing shortstop, now with the San Diego Padres, and Jonathan Scope was playing second base, also
nice.
a former major leaguer for... they were both highly touted Orioles prospects. They both came up through the Orioles system. I think Jonathan Scope ended up also playing for the Tigers at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But that was cool.
Yeah.
It's always neat to go to minor league games where you get the chance to see, players before they make the major leagues.
Yeah, for certain. I wasn't sure if you were somewhere else or if you went to the Shorebirds over on Delmarva there in Salisbury.
No, that would have been a bit of a drive for us, but that would have been fun to do too. The other place we went at one point was Hagerstown, in Maryland. That is
over in the mountains.
I still believe it is the A-ball affiliate for the Washington Nationals. Got to see Bryce Harper play an A-ball, which was
incredible to think that there was a time when Bryce Harper was A-ball material. But I mean, everyone had to go up through the system.
Yeah, I mean, he was 18 at that point, but the thing about it was, he was playing with 20 and 21-year-olds in A-ball, but when he came up to the plate, you could immediately tell why he was the first overall pick.
Yeah.
He's like 3 inches taller than everybody, and he's really muscular. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Meanwhile, in this game, it's 4-0 in favor of the Mechanic 5s. This is your inning to go ahead and talk about All Dog at bat.
You bet. All Dog had an infield single in the first and came around on Panzer Dave's grand slam, bloops this into shallow right field. This is going to drop in, and they're going to chase him back. Oh, and he just got back. Right fielder, me, tried to throw behind the runner there to catch him, and almost got him coming back to first. There's a harder hit single by Silly Person to right field, so back-to-back singles here to start off the top of the third. That brings up Panzer Dave with the grand slam earlier and drives this one, and one hops up against the wall. That's going to be potentially extra bases. The throw comes in, and that will make it 5-0 in favor of the Mechanic 5s on that double to right by Dave.
Incredible that there wasn't a chance to try to throw it to second to get the runner there, but...
Yeah, at that point, I think the fielders were probably just like trying to mitigate damage at that point, keep it to 1 run, and see if Ray can pitch their way out of this. We've got the bottom half of the order coming up here, starting with Eterna. Gets this one to third, looks the runner back, throws across to first.
And I do want to point out that we have a little bit of a mix-up here on our card.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
Eterna and Captain have switched places. They're playing the same positions, but Eterna's batting sixth and Captain.
I think we probably should have the Spiral Cave manager come out and check those lineup cards. If you're hitting out of place, that would be an out.
Yeah, you would be surprised how often that can happen when you're, particularly in a doubleheader or even a tripleheader situation. It can be tough to keep track of rosters. But Captain's up now. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. Here's the pitch, popped up right in front of the plate. Angel of Sin's going to settle under that. That's exactly what the Bunnies needed here. Now it's 2 outs, and the infield can play back against Shock Ninja. And that is 1 hopped right to the first baseman. That will end the inning, but 1 more run comes across. It's now 2.5 in the books here. Mechanic 5's 5. Spiral Cave Bunnies 0. Here on the bun.
5-0.
How we're doing, Rick?
The current score is 5-0 in favor of the Adirondack Mechanic 5s. I think that says enough so far. Bats need to get going, as so far the Bunnies have been held to 1 hit as we reach the bottom of the 3rd.
Yep. All right, we'll see if they can get that going here. The 8th hitter, Angel of Sin, swings at the first pitch and lofts his fly ball into left field. The left fielder, Yarn Dragon Tracy, drifts over and is able to secure that for out number 1. And we have a pinch hitter for the pitcher already. That's going to be Bat Bun. So that will wrap up the day for Ray Raids Gaming, being pitch hit 4 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ray went 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, including the grand slam to Panzer Dave. By my count, that's a total of 8 hits allowed, no walks, no strikeouts. But the Spiral Cave Bunnies getting, you get the sense that maybe they feel like they need to hit the gas on offense and start pressing a little bit in order to try to get that elusive 13th win that will get them over the finish line for the title.
Yeah, but as I'm looking over the wall, who have they got warming up? I don't see anyone warming up.
That's a good question. As Bat B1 is going to swing, probably been their best pinch hitter off the bench, but pops this one up here behind second base. The second baseman, Shock Ninja, is going to squeeze that for out number 2, and that'll circle back to the top of the order, and Night Shifter. Night Shifter popped out to second, their first time up, and chops this one down the right field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to nestle up in the corner. Dave's going to be coming after it. Extra bases for Night Shifter. Thought about third, pulled back up to second, but that is a 2-out double to right field for Night Shifter. And all of a sudden, the Bunnies have a runner in scoring position with 2 out. But this first pitch is chopped, 1 hop to short by Moonrisen Phoenix, throw across for the out to retire the side. 1 run, allowed double, but nothing across here for the Spiral Cave Bunnies. Through 3 innings, it's still 5-0 in favor of the Mechanic 5s, as we have a new pitcher on the mound, Rick.
Yeah, we're going to start off the top of the 4th, and now I guess we found out who is actually warming up behind the bullpen there. It turns out to be Titan.
And Titan, a good choice. We don't have the full season stats on Titan, but I can tell you what Titan did in Game 1 yesterday. Titan came on in relief of Fred, and did a pitch 5, essentially served as the long reliever. Fred went 2+ innings, gave way to Titan, and Titan went 5 innings, scattered 6 hits, but only gave up 1 run, a solo homer to Yarn Dragon Tracy. As we've started play here, a looping line drive into left field, caught by Moonrisen Phoenix for out number 1. Onachu's 0 for 2 today. Here's Snow Bear leading off and drives one to left center field. That's in the gap. That's got a possibility. It's up against the base of the wall, retrieved by Moonrisen Phoenix. The throw comes into third base, but that is a solid ringing double to left field by Snow Bear, and look who it is. It's Yarn Dragon Tracy, swinging at the first pitch and loops a soft line drive to second base for out number 2. Action's moving quick here as Aldog is also going to swing at the first pitch, Aldog 2 for 2 today. Make it 3 for 3, and that is almost out of here. That is a very long single. But trying to stretch a run single into a double. That run, however, got to the plate before Aldog was tagged out at second. So the run counts. That will make it 6-0 in favor of the Mechanic 5s. But that was a very close play. Our replay is not going to be able to show that the run crossed the plate before.
Yeah, it is.
Before Aldog. Oh, it is. Here we go. Okay, so you can track Snow Bear coming around. There's the
just barely.
Oh, Aldog playing aggressively here today. They're going for the kill shot here in game number 1. So 1 run across on 2 hits. That was a very close play that could have swung the balance between this being a 5-0 or a 6-0 game. But as it stands, 1 run on 2 hits. It's through 3.5 innings. It's Mechanic 5-6, Spiral Cave Bunnies nothing.
Hey, here's that timing once again. Just take a look at how close this was. There's the run and there's the out. So you're talking a microsecond between the two.
Absolutely. A really good relay throw by Moonrisen Phoenix to hit the cutoff man, Night Shifter, who immediately turned and wheeled and flipped at second base for the out. If that's even a half second later, Aldog safe at second, then there's not even a controversy if the run scores. And we're talking about how Aldog missed a home run by about 3 millimeters.
Bottom of the 4th, here you are. You hit first time up.
I did. I hit a little bloop single to left field. New stance, working out for me well so far. I even have 2 home runs in the second half of the season. I don't know how that happened. Must have been playing it like Wrigley when the wind was blowing out or something. This is a lazy fly ball to center field. Snow Bear's going to settle under that and record the out. 1 down, as that'll bring up Smile Fires, who flied out to right his first time up. Smile Fires with 7 home runs on the year, tied for the league lead, and shows you the power that Smile Fires can bring. That is pulled hard but foul. Lays off the breaking ball outside, 1-1. Just missed the corner, trying to come back inside with a cutter there. It's 2-1. Fastball. And Smile Fires was ready for it, drives it to center field, to the track, to the edge of the wall, but look who's back there. It's Snow Bear. That ball was hit about 390 feet, but unfortunately, it's just allowed out for the Mechanic, for the Spiral Cave Bunnies. Here's Sigil now, 2 out, nobody on. Sigil grounded out to second, it's first time up. Pulls this into the hole between second and first. A nice defensive play by Shock Ninja to range to their left, grab the ball, and flip it to first to end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left in the bottom of the 4th. And through 4 innings, it's the Mechanic 5-6, the Bunnies nothing. Here on the Bun. Well, Rick, we've had a whole lot of action 4 innings into this game. We're not even halfway through here.
Yes, so still a lot of chances for the Bunnies to cut back into this game, but the Adirondack Mechanic 5's taking the early control. A big part of that would be Panzer Dave. Panzer Dave due up second to start off this top of the 5th. Today's game is brought to you by BBQ's BBQ sauce. Could you tell me about your sauce?
You mean the sauce, the barbecue sauce? Yes, I can tell you about that. Yes. So it's been around for a long time. It's a mix of different styles of barbecue sauce. You know, there are various varieties depending on what part of the United States you're in. There's, Texas style. There's Memphis style. There's Carolina style, which is an abomination and should never be discussed in polite company. The sauce I have is sweet, it's tangy, it's versatile. It can be used with all of your barbecued meats, whether it's pulled pork, brisket, chicken, turkey, whatever you like. Use it as a marinade, use it as a dipping sauce. It's available wherever you can obtain a good barbecue sauce.
Silly person hits one just to the left of the second baseman. It's on base with a single. Now here's Panzer Dave. Panzer Dave rips one over to right field, and Panzer Dave now just a triple away from the cycle.
All he's done in here after getting one game off is grand slam, RBI double, single to right. I'd say that day off is paying off well for the Mechanic Fives.
By the way, did you just knock Carolina barbecue?
I wouldn't say I knocked it. I just said it's just, Carolina barbecue sauce as a sauce is too vinegary for me. It's like, we have this wonderful barbecue sauce that is sweet and tangy and delicious. Here, let's pour cleaning solution into it.
I think if you actually tagged the runner, you probably could have gotten the double play there. Panzer Dave is out on the fielder's choice, so Eterna Nocturnum is on. And we got Captain with one away. Runners on first and third. Captain pops this up. Night Shifter underneath there for out number 2. Big out right there for Titan.
Yeah, now Titan can, if they want to, pitch carefully to Shock Ninja, knowing that the pitcher spot is coming up.
Down the middle for strike 2. Shock now an 0-2 deficit. Swings. Goes through the gap. That will score a run. So Eterna Nocturne to second. Silly Person comes home. Shock Ninja with an RBI single on an 0-2 count.
A really good piece of hitting. You could tell the Titan did not want Shock Ninja to be able to get around on the ball, but a good adjustment by Shock Ninja to be able to get a pitch they could handle and pull it through the hole.
Anachu inside, 1-1, 2 away, hit, and that's going to be through the gap for a base hit. All right, so we got runners on all 3 bases as we hit to the top of the lineup here. Some potential trouble coming up here as we reach the top of the lineup.
Yeah, now, in yesterday's game, Titan did a very good job through 5 innings of scattering 6 hits and only allowing 1 run. But, that's now 4 hits in this inning, 1 run across. If you're rooting for the Spiral Cave Bunnies, you're hoping the Titan can find a way out of this and limit the damage to 1 run.
Pops this up. Moonrisen Phoenix is underneath it to make the outside retired, but it's another run on the board for the Adirondack Mechanic Fives. They lead 7-0. Middle of the game here on the Bun.
14 hits so far for the Mechanic Fives. They're really bringing the lumber today.
Nothing, Kiki, just BBQ talking about your state's barbecue. That is all.
The barbecue sauce, specifically. I'm sure they do a fine job with... They can make pulled pork just fine. Just, put some sauce that tastes good on it. That's all I'm saying.
Here's Z-Man up to bat. Pops this up. Jock is underneath it. And 1 away. Never mind what happened with that throw. Melchior pops this up. And it's going to be retrieved just barely by Panzer Dave. 2 away. Angel of Sin. Weak roller. And Silly Person gets it. Another 1-2-3 inning. And just more of the same for the Spiral Cave Bunnies here.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at this 2 ways. I mean, one is that the bats have been really silent for the Spiral Cave Bunnies. The other way you can look at it is that Onochu's been pitching really well. Only allowed 2 hits, hasn't struck anybody out, but also hasn't walked anybody. Gotten a lot of pop-ups, gotten a lot of weak ground balls to the right side of the infield. So, sometimes it's the hitting approach that needs some work, but sometimes it's just good pitching, and this may be one of those times.
So Yarn Dragon Tracy coming up here, 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be a base hit, so Yarn Dragon Tracy 2 singles today. Or 2 times on base today. All dog, and that is out right to Night Shifter.
A hard hit ball, but thankfully for the Bunnies, it was right at the right person on the diamond, right at the shortstop. And that stops the bleeding a little bit, but now we're going to get silly person up as we get a replay here of that line drive. Shortstop was playing a little more towards the middle of the field, but was able to drift over enough that hung up enough to be able to allow them time to get over.
Silly person, 3 singles today. Looks at strike 1. And a pitch that just barely misses, ball 1. Titan really painting those corners. Swung pretty well by Silly Person, back to Smile Fires for out number 2. And Panzer Dave just a triple away from the cycle. That's not going to do it. Popped up. And out. As Night Shifter gets it. 1 hit, they leave him stranded. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Bunnies with a lot of work coming up here on the bun.
Yeah, that's the first zero hung on the board by Bunnies pitching since the 2nd inning. So they kind of needed that. Give them a little breathing room, let them know what they need to be doing here on offense. And that'll bring up the 9-1-2 hitters here in the bottom of the 6th. Starting with the pitcher spot, will be interesting to see if the manager sticks with Titan or goes with the pinch hitter here.
And a big part of that is what you just saw on the scoreboard graphic. 15-2, the difference in hits.
Yeah, it's a stark contrast.
15-2.
Yeah, it's hard to win a baseball game when you get 2 hits. It's just hard to do. They are going to leave Titan into pitch, or to continue pitching, and Titan grounds out here for out number 1.
Night Shifter, one of those 2 hits. And that's going to be a base hit for hit number 3. Back to the wall. So Night Shifter's going to round first, head over to second. Are we trying for 3? We are trying for 3, and that is a sliding triple for Night Shifter.
When Night Shifter has 2 of the 3 hits today, but boy, they're loud ones. A double to right, and now a triple down the right field line. We get a replay here. That ball just chopped right by
Silly Person.
Yeah, and rolls to the wall. Dave chugging along, trying to get there.
I got questions.
By the time he's able to retrieve it.
I've got questions about this.
Okay. I'm listening.
So I'm going to put this replay back up. Watch Panzer Dave on this. Where are you going, Panzer Dave?
I think he had delusions of grandeur that he would maybe going to cut that off before it hit the wall. But yeah, not the ideal line you want to take on that ball heading into the corner.
So 1 out, runner on third for Moon Risen Phoenix. Chance to chip away at this 7-0 lead. And that's going to go through. That will score a run.
All right, first run of the day is on the board for the Bunnies. Night Shifter driven home by Moon Risen Phoenix.
So now 2 hits back to back. And Baby Q now with a runner on first, 1 away. You also have one of the hits in this game. As a replay of that base hit by Moon Risen Phoenix that scored the run.
And that found a hole on the left side. The third baseman, Eterna, guarding the line there, guarding against a double. Makes sense in the context of the game. You're up 7. You don't want to give up a big inning here.
Yeah, that's going to find some ground for a base hit. So 3 back-to-back hits, and now Smile Fires on 0 for 2 so far with 2 flyouts. Chasing in the dirt.
And this is not who you want to have up with runners on if you're rooting for the Mechanic Fives.
It will, and they're going to double up. Oh, not what you wanted. So, silly person taking care of both runs to end the inning.
Yeah, that's one of those that's just that runner's caught in no man's land. There's nothing that the runner can do at that point with the ball hit so close to the bag. Silly person's able to just step on the bag, and then you've got the runner on first hung up between first and second, hung out to dry. Not really anything that the runner can do there. Just some bad luck for the Bunnies, but they are able to push one runner across.
So it's 7-1 in favor of the Adirondack Mechanic Fives as we reach the bottom, or the top of the 7th. Got the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up here, starting off with a turn and nocturnum, and here to call the action here on the bun is bbq.gov.
All right, thank you, Rick. A turn and nocturnum is up, batting 6th today. 1 for 3, singled in the first inning, but hits a soft line drive here over to Night Shifter for out number 1. That'll bring up Captain. Captain swings on the first pitch and hits a sinking line drive to left field. That's going to get down. That's going to get past Smile Fires and get to the wall. Extra bases here for Captain. The relay throw comes into shortstop from center field, but that is a double to center field for Captain. And that'll bring up Shock Ninja. Ball 1. Tried the corner and missed with a breaking ball. Now 2-0 to Shock Ninja. It's a slow chopper picked up by the first baseman. Sigil over to touch first base, able to hold the runner at second for out number 2. Onichu pitching well, but swinging at an inside breaking ball. Strike 1. Swing and a miss there. 0-2 count on Onichu with 2 out and a runner on second. Slow chopper to third base. Scooped up by Malchior. Fires over across the diamond to first to end the inning. 1 hit, a loud double to center field. But no runs across. We're through 6.5 innings. It's time to stretch. It's the Mechanic Fives 7 and the Spiral Cave Bunnies 1 here as we enter the bottom of the 7th.
That's a good
I should have said,
stretch.
be careful when you stretch. You don't want to pull anything. You don't want to tweak a back muscle. Stretch. Do it responsibly. If you need medicine or food, we have concession stands. Just head on over there.
Yeah, just think about our sponsors.
That's right. Your sponsors can help you with all your stretching needs.
And you can stretch your dollars thanks to your sponsors as well.
That's right. That's very well played. Bottom of the 7th here, as we have Sigil swinging at the first pitch and flying this one out to Panzer Dave, who settles under it for out number 1. That's Sigil's 0 for 3 today. That'll bring up Z-Man. Z-Man grounded out in the 2nd and popped out in the 5th. Lines this one right to the first baseman silly person, though, for out number 2. It'll bring up Malchior, who's also 0 for 2 today. Swings at the first pitch and hits a slow roller to first base. Silly person's able to scoop that up, 3 unassisted. And just like that, a quick 1-2-3 inning for Onichu, just what they're looking for. Nothing across here in the 7th. Score remains 7-1 in favor of the Mechanic Fives.
Not the inning that the Bunnies needed after starting to get some momentum going in that 6th inning.
True. Yeah, the bottom of the lineup has really not done them any favors. Yet the 4 through 8 hitters are combined 0 for 14 so far. All 5 hits in the game have come from the top 3 spots in the lineup. So if the Spiral Cave Bunnies are going to secure that elusive 13th win, they're going to need to get some production from the bottom half of their lineup or their bench in order to get some runs together. This ball's popped up into shallow left field. Moonrisen Phoenix settles under it. And Snow Bear is retired. Let's bring up Yarn Dragon Tracy, 2 for 4 today. Titan winds and fires, and this is a shallow pop up to shallow center field. That might drop. And it will. Falls in between 3 different fielders. That landed in no man's land, but that's a hit nonetheless. That's the 3rd hit of the day for Yarn Dragon Tracy.
You take bloopers.
Yeah. All right, well, it's an interesting 5-6-4 fielder's choice there. And, oh, hello. we have a bit of a surprise pitching change. That is going to do it for Titan. Titan was in their 5th inning of work, but goes 4 2/3 and gives way here to Iceman, who also pitched in Game 1 yesterday. Iceman put in 2 innings of work, did the pitched the 8th and the 9th yesterday, gave up 3 hits, just 1 run, but it was a loud home run. It was Aldog's co-league leading 7th home run of the year. But pitched fairly uneventfully the rest of the way. So work on back-to-back days for Iceman, and coming into a situation here with a runner on first and 2 outs after an odd 5-6-4 fielder's choice to retire Aldog.
That's 4 2/3 innings for Titan.
And first pitch swinging, single to center. Silly person, so now 2 on, 2 out. And look who it is. It's Panzer Dave, who looks at a fastball outside. Hits a bullet to the second baseman, but right at them goes the short way to record out number 3, 4, 6 on the scorecard. So 2 hits, 2 loud hits, but no runs across. So we are through 7.5 innings. The Mechanic Fives maintain their 7-1 lead.
And that means we can close the book on Titan. Titan allowing 2 runs, both earned in this game.
And once again, scattering a lot of hits by my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits allowed over 4 2/3 innings, but no walks, no strikeouts, no home runs allowed. So over the past 2 games, Titans put in a complete game effort. Good news is Titans only allowed 3 runs in 9 2/3 innings over the past 2 games. Now, that's come with 15 hits allowed, but, it's the runs that count, as this pitch is popped up to second base out in shallow right field as Angel of Sin is retired. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Titan.
No, it's for Iceman.
Or it's for Iceman, excuse me. It's bat C1. So that will... Well, that's interesting. So Iceman pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, but nothing else. Interesting that you'd Iceman for just 2 batters. Not sure what that means for who's going to come in to pitch the top of the 9th here, but instead we're going to get the pinch hitter here with bat C1, who we have not seen much over the course of the second half of the season. This has popped up into shallow right field, but the second baseman, Shock Ninja, settles under that for out number 2. Back to the top of the order we go, with Night Shifter, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 extra base hits, a ringing double in the second, and a triple that rattled around in the right field corner in the 6th inning and was brought around to score 1 batter later. As that ball's hit hard right past the mound and right up the middle for a base hit. That's Night Shifter's 3rd hit of the day. A double, a triple, and now a single to bring up Moonrise and Phoenix with 2 out. Phoenix swings at the first pitch, pop this up to shallow center field, chugging on in. Snowbear, they're not going to get there. That ball's going to fall in. The relay comes into the pitcher. That allows Night Shifter to move to 3rd, so runners on the corners now with 2 outs. And that brings up, well...
Very generous right there. That could have very well been the 3rd and final out of the inning.
It could have. Now, to be fair to the Mechanic Fives, I understand the need to kind of play deep, avoid the big inning, but when you do that, you end up with little bloops like this that can fall in. That center fielder was played very deep, and it also allowed the runner to move to 3rd base. So, runners at the corners, 2 outs. Here's an opportunity for the Bunnies to get right back in the game. It's a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike 1.
I had F8 already circled in my card here. And this one's going to fall into
No, a shoestring catch made by Snowbear. That saves a run, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. So 2 hits allowed here in the bottom of the 8th, but that runner stranded at 3rd base really hurts. The score remains 7-1 in favor of the Mechanic Fives.
Yeah, I maybe just should have lost a little more air a little faster there, but Here we are, top of the 9th inning. 6, 7, 8 hitters. Right up to pitch for the Spiral K Bunnies. Gets the turner to foul. Who they got left in their bullpen? They've only got one left. That is down the line. That's going to be an extra base hit. Oh no, that will be just a single.
Nice defensive play there by Moonrisen Phoenix to cut that off immediately and hold a turn into a long single.
Captain, 1 for 4 today, down the line again.
And once again, Moonrisen Phoenix showing the defensive range in left field, getting over to the corner quickly, cutting that off and holding Captain to another sharply hit ball, but just a single.
So Shock Ninja has gone pretty much down the first base line all 3 times, but strikes out here for the first out. First strikeout of the game.
Oh, Onichu trying to bunt there, but that is not going to count as a sacrifice. That is a 4-6 fielder's choice. Captain's out at second. And that's also a telling sign, by the way. That tells you that Onichu's in for the duration, it looks like. Going for the complete game here.
That goes right through the gap. That's going to score a run. Pop this up. Tracy, this could... Nope, just in time. Glad retired. Alright, so... They get 1 across the board. They extend that gap. It's now 8-1.
A very useful insurance run for the Mechanic 5. So Onichu has a 7-run cushion to play with, but maybe losing a little bit of steam on the higher velocity pitches here, and is going to have to work through the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here. Smilefire, Sigil, and Z-Man, if they're going to be able to secure the complete game and secure a win here in Game 1.
So Smilefires coming up to bat. 0 for 3 in this first game with triple header. Last time up, rounded into what turned out to be a double play. It's going deep, though. It's going to be back to the wall. It's a double for Smile to break out of that slump.
That's a very good sign if you're rooting for the Spiral Cave Bunnies, that maybe Smilefires can shake a little rust off here. The outcome of the game, maybe it's not that much in doubt at this point, but although we have seen stranger things happen very recently, haven't we, Rick?
Yes, indeed. We had that 7-run inning back in the, what was it, the second game with the doubleheader on Friday? No, it was game 1 of the doubleheader on Friday. It was game 2.
No, I think it was game 2, or it was the 15-10 game.
Over the head of Silly Person. This is going to be an extra base hit. Rounding third and heading home. Smilefires will score as Sigil heading for third. And it's a huge back-to-back extra base hits here for the Bunnies.
That's exactly what the Bunnies have needed all day. It's not just stringing hits together, but getting extra base hits, driving the ball. You've seen flashes of that in the 6th inning a little bit, but
and this is hit well as well. This will go back to the wall. Sigil will score, and rounding first, heading to second, and rounding second, heading for third. Z-Man with a triple.
That's 2 runs in. It's now 8-3, and yeah.
Ralphian, or rather Onichu, is not going to make it through this game. So 8+ innings for Onichu, but this top of the 9th is the ending. So Onichu is going to be responsible for the runner on third. Here's Melchior. Another 0 for 3 start, but Looks outside, ball 1. Down the line. That will be the first out. And silly person running over to third to make sure that Z-Man doesn't try to run home. Angel of Sin 0 for 3. Pitcher spot Stu up next. This popped up, and Sigil will be underneath it for out number 2. Or rather, silly person will be.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're playing the infield in there, but that's what they're doing.
Rounder throws to first, and that will do it. Game over on the 5-3. So the Adirondack Mechanic 5s hold on. 2 runs of the inning there for the Spiral Cave Bunnies.
Yep, but at the end of the day, it's an 8-3 win for the Mechanic 5s. That brings their second half record to 9-2, their overall record to 11-12. Onichu, we can close the book on Onichu. Onichu went 8+ innings, gave up 3 runs, 9 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, no home runs, just a few extra base hits late when Onichu was starting to run out of gas a little bit. Thankfully, Mike Zafiter was able to come in and close things down from there. But yeah, if you're rooting for the Bunnies, signs of life from the offense here in the 9th inning. Hopefully a sign of things to come here in Game 2.
So as we turn the page and close the book on this first game, the Bunnies really need to get themselves going a lot sooner, but I think a lot of that credit goes down to Onichu, who was a solid pitching throughout the game.
Yeah, by my count here, I'm counting 4 different 1-2-3 innings throughout the course of their 8+ innings pitched. That's great. That the power of a 1-2-3 inning, well pitched, just to get your offense right back up there. Can you put pressure on the other team? Yeah, great work by Onichu today. The offense started out hot early. Panzer Dave was definitely the offensive star, driving in a total of 5 runs with a grand slam in the first and an RBI double in the third. But yeah, Onichu was really able to keep the bats quiet until late.
So stay tuned. Game number 2 of this triple header coming up right next here on the Bun.